Hello, my beautiful beings. I hope you guys are doing great. Tribe, I know that consistency is not my strong suit, but I'm working on it, okay? So we don't even have to get into that. The last reading that I did for the retrograde, I rewatched it and saw that the intro started over, like smack dab in the middle. I have no idea how that happened. However, I posted that video mid retrograde, so there's that. I'll probably take it down. If you haven't already watched it, I'll probably just take it down. But yeah, so let's get into the collective reading. So what I'll do is we'll go through each sign or each element, not each sign. We'll go through each element. We'll go through water, fire, earth, and air. Maybe not in that order. I don't know, whatever it's calling. But let's get into it. Okay, so first we're gonna shuffle these cards. I'm feeling fire signs first. So we're gonna jump into fire signs. Okay, let's see. Okay. All right, fire signs. So outright, the first thing we got was these two fell out at the same time, which was the Five of Cups and the Two of Cups. Okay, so we're definitely getting a lot of emotion here. I'm feeling that there is some level of disappointment. Ooh, okay. So some of you are feeling a little disappointed. Fire signs, Aries, Sagittarius, and Leo. It seems like there's some disappointment within a partnership, maybe a relationship. The Two of Cups can often mean soulmate, but this could be somebody that you just have an emotional connection with, something that is very platonic even. You could be mourning it. You could be suppressing it. I feel like some of you are definitely suppressing it. So the Five of Cups came out first, and then the Two of Cups came out. So I'm going to get one more, and then I'll get an overall. Okay. And last but not least, we got the Sun, which is a Leo card. So all is well that ends well, okay? The Sun is also a card that symbolizes ups and downs. So a lot like the Wheel of Fortune, but in the minor arcana, you don't really want to get too emotionally attached to one outcome. Okay, it seems like there's a lot of frustration even in some aspects where you don't really know how to deal with what it is that you're feeling so that you can move forward. But okay, the problem is that we're emotionally attaching to the highs and the lows. When it's low, we're frustrated. We're like, how are we going to get back up? When we're up, we're so consumed by being up. That's all we can see. We're not preparing for the next three steps. And if we are preparing for the next three steps, we aren't considering all the factors that need to be considered in terms of doing that. All right, let's get an overall card. This person or whatever it is, okay. This feels like family for a lot of you. And the reason that I say that is because the Ten of Cups came out overall. So yes, this is a joyful card. There's a lot of happiness in this reading. And I feel that that is the case because fire signs are infamous for choosing to be optimistic regardless of what the reality looks like. However, fire signs, it is still going to be important for you to pay attention and acknowledge and deal with this here Five of Cups. And like I said, I'm really feeling like this Five of Cups and this Two of Cups is attached. Whether it is a family member, whether it is a relationship, however it's manifesting in your life, it's going to be important for you to take a step back, emotionally detach for a second and see everything for what it is, just the facts. I know a lot of you may think, well, I'm not emotional. Suppressing your emotions is you're still experiencing the emotion, you're just not dealing with it, okay? So let's confront that and let's be honest with ourselves and say, hey, this is what I'm feeling about this situation. And then move through that to find your solutions, okay? When it comes to some of you, I feel like, and this may particularly be a Leo that I'm talking to, there's a emotional codependency. And this is going to require you to take a step back to identify where you have been codependent in the past on someone else to satisfy your emotional needs. Okay. So fire signs, what I have for you is take every moment as it comes, day by day. Do not jump off the deep end, going from one extreme to another. That's why you're exhausted. That's why you're burnt out. Okay. Ask for help when you need it. Your underlying energy is this 3 of Pentacles. And under that was this 10 of Pentacles. Okay. So this is telling me that if you ask for help, if you reach out for help, you're going to be surprised at the hand that grabs yours. Okay, you're going to be surprised at what it offers, what it's bringing to the table. Because a lot of you, I feel like, are so caught up in your independence and figuring out how to do it on your own and being self-made or whatever the case may be, that you don't realize that you have allies right in front of you, just waiting for the opportunity to be put in motion. Okay, so take advantage of that and take each moment day by day. Stop emotionally attaching to every single thing. And even in that, like I said, acknowledge the emotions that you're suppressing. Acknowledge it. Okay. That's what I've got for you, beautiful fire signs. Let's get into earth signs. Something is calling me for these earth signs. Earth signs, let's get into it, sweetie. Earth signs, Virgo, Capricorn, and Taurus. Okay, let's get a message for the earth signs, please, Spirit. Let's get a message. Okay. So right off the bat, we got the 9 of Pentacles. This was the first one out. Okay. And then we've got the 8 of Cups. So I don't know what this is, earth signs. Okay. So I'm feeling there's a loneliness here. This is so like, yeah, I wasn't expecting this, but there's a loneliness here, right? There has been a focus on financial gain, financial stability, your resources, your possessions, just kind of making sure that you got what you need, right? But in doing that, there are some things that you have been abandoning, trying to focus on what's happening right now, like your possessions, 3D. Focusing on material gain is not going to be beneficial for you right now. You pride yourselves on being independent, but there's also that independence for some of you comes out of a trauma response. Okay. And that needs to be dissected. Some shadow work needs to be done here, earth signs. I'm also feeling like a financial increase for some of you. If you've been working really hard at, getting your ducks in a row, trying to level up your business, trying to level up in your career, just trying to be better overall as far as your financial stability and how you move forward throughout your life, I really do think that there is great opportunity on the horizon. Okay. Third out, we got the High Priestess. This is a card of intuition. We all know this. If you don't, now you know. This is a card of intuition. This is also a card of balance. All right. Balance. Balancing the non-seen and the seen, the conscious and the subconscious, right? So the things that you have to tend to on the day-to-day, your bills, your responsibilities, things like that. And then there are the things that the way that you move, that influence how you move throughout life. So you have your morale, you have your faith system, you have your beliefs. There has to be a balance. At any point, these things get out of balance, things are gonna start getting all wonky and chaotic, and then you start feeling all lost and defeated and confused, and now you don't know which way to go. Stop. That's the first thing to do, is to stop. Okay, first stop. Analyze, where am I at right now? What am I even doing? What is happening? What is going on? Why do I feel this way? Start there and then move from there. Okay, because for some of you, this has a lot to do with the experiences that you're holding on to that then shape your opportunities that come to you. So you're using the judgment of what happened 5 years ago to determine how you're going to move through something right now. And I'm telling you right now, it's outdated. It's just time to retire it. You need to go. Sorry, that's just the way the cookie crumbles. That's what the cards have said. I'm just the messenger. All right, so let's get one more for the overall. Okay, earth signs, there's a lot on you. All right, give me just one for the overall, please. Okay, yes. Okay, all right. So the one that actually flipped over was Temperance. And the underlying energy is the Chariot. Oh, okay, sorry. I get kind of excited sometimes. So Temperance has the overall energy. Temperance is a Sagittarius card. Things are working out. Just because they're not working out as fast as you want them to work out doesn't mean that they aren't working out. There's also a message here that something didn't work out for you. Okay, like Hear me when I say that. Something did not work out for you. Not something didn't work out for you. Something did not work out for you, meaning in your favor. This did not work out because it was in favor of you. Okay, and I know that may sound a little unsettling, especially if this is something that you had high hopes toward, because I feel like a lot of you are just focused on bulldozing, getting straight to the point. Like, I have a mission, I have somewhere to go, but things are happening the way that they're happening on purpose. You're not as ready as you think you are in a lot of aspects to acquire the life that you desire. And when I say that, it's not that you can't handle it, it's just that you are not mentally equipped to do what is required of you to be in alignment with that yet. Okay, there are still some obstacles, there are still some limitations that you're having to work through to overcome this. Okay, now like I said, this feels very emotional for a lot of you. This feels like for some of you, this is family. For some of you, this is past relationships. I feel like some of you are single. I don't know where this message came from. Some of you are single because there's still a lot to learn. Some of you are choosing to be single, but at the same time, there's still a lot to be learned. There are still things that old things that you were taking into new experiences. That seems to be a theme for Earth signs right now. And it's going to be really, really important for you guys to analyze, sit back and observe your thought process. Become a third party for a second and think about, why am I thinking about this way? Why am I going about it this way? Why am I jumping to this conclusion or jumping to this judgment? Okay, so also ask for help. Your angels are present. Ask for the help that you need, especially spiritually. This is a big spiritual message for you guys. It's really time for you guys to step up and take that role that you know you're supposed to take in your spiritual life, be it leveling up your faith or whatever the case. You know what I'm talking about. Okay, so that is what I have for you, beautiful Earth signs. All right, water signs, let's get into it, honey. Shuffle these cards up for my water signs. Spirits, give me a good message for my water signs. What do my water signs need to know? What's going on in their energy? Okay, coming out in your element, honey. It's giving Queen of Cups. Okay, so Queen of Cups is a great card to see in the sense of emotional balance, emotional maturity. Maturity is a big one. And just finding that way through utilizing your emotions as a resource, using your emotions wisely and responsibly in a way that color your life instead of make it so black and white. Okay, let's get into it, because we got Pisces, Cancer, and Scorpio here, and we know that the emotional realm of things can be very intoxicating because there's no rule book for it. There is no, oh yeah, just handle it like this and you'll be fine. No, it's not black and white for everyone. So let's get some more cards out for you guys. This Eight of Swords coming out after the Queen of Cups, I'm already being informed that our emotions and our thoughts are being intertwined, entangled, and blurred, and they're becoming messy. All right, messy. Step one, ground. Boom. What does that look like? For everybody, it's gonna look a little different. But that means sit your booty down, sit it down. If you feel like crying, cry. If you feel like writing, write. If you feel like coloring, color. If you feel like screaming, scream. Whatever it looks like for you, that's what needs to happen. You need to first acknowledge what it is that you're going through that is causing havoc in your brain. Acknowledge it. And if you I don't know what's happening, Cam, I don't know what's happening. Right, that's because you're not grounded. So you need to sit down and let it out. Let it come out naturally. Whatever it is you're feeling. It could be a 20-year-old feeling. Who knows? Who knows? Who knows how long you've been harboring it? You like to collect those things. But it's going to be super important for you to really take the time to unpack that stuff, okay? Because right now, your emotions are clouding your judgment. They messing up your focus. They effing with your focus, honey. All right, let's get some more spirit. All right, so this could be manifesting in the dream world. Some of us could, so this came out in reverse, right? So when the Nine of Swords comes, so this is what we're working with right now, y'all. This water signs, it's okay, sweetie. It's all in your head, honey. It's all in your head. It's all in your head. I know that sounds really mean, but it really is. So with this Nine of Swords coming out in reverse after these, now this is in chronological order, but because this was is in reverse, it lets me know that we can be unbound. Okay, this is circumstance by circumstance basis, it seems like. So we can be unbound. We can unchain ourselves from what our emotions are making us think that we're tied to. Okay, but the kicker to that is not only accepting your emotions, but finding ways to let them go. Finding ways to transmute them into some type of expression. And when we say let it go, we means it's not going to come up in 10 years because you let it go. Forgive yourself, forgive whoever you need to forgive, to let it go. Write it down, burn it. However you feel like you need to go about it, it's time for your sake, okay? And like I said, sometimes it's really easy to get caught up in the mundane emotion and frustration, and now you're on day 3 and you're just waking up upset and anxious. You need to get it together, okay? You need to acknowledge first what's got your feathers all ruffled and frustrated. And if you feel like you need to talk about it, then talk to someone you trust, or talk to the person that's got your feathers all ruffled, whatever the case. But this feels like a thing that has been made up in one's head. And I'm not saying that the scenario isn't real, but it seems like whatever happened was a trigger for you that has caused havoc ever since. And you see how that just, maybe you didn't see how this just jumped out, but okay. Here's the 4 of Pentacles, right? This little guy is, he want to hold everything as close to him as he possibly can. He wants to take it, he just collecting it, whatever it is, just collecting stuff. Ideally here, it's Pentacles. But in this case, I don't think it has anything to do with Pentacles. I think this has a lot to do with your resources and what you're deciding to attach to water signs, okay? What you are choosing to attach to. When these outcomes that didn't work in your favor just come tumbling down and making you think, well, what did I do wrong? Or how could I have done this differently? Or why wasn't I good enough? Or how did this happen? How did we get here? You have to start with thinking that most of the time, if other people involved, it probably didn't have anything to do with you. And if it did have something to do with you, it was in favor of you to get you out of the way. Sometimes we think we want things that simply aren't for us. And a lot of times we don't pay attention to how temporary our desires can be. There's also a sense of control here, like a need to control an outcome or control a person or a scenario, whatever the case, let it go. Emotionally attaching to how you feel someone should behave does not benefit you in any way. If anything, it hinders you, because now you're upset if you don't get that. Now you're disappointed for no reason when you could have just detached from the outcome entirely without setting expectations to anyone. The only person that you should be setting expectations to is you, if you feel that way. Okay, so really take a step back and stop putting so much outside of you and look at what's going on inside of you. What's going on in my head? What's going on in my heart? How am I treating people? How do I feel like people are treating me? How am I communicating that? How am I communicating that? How am I communicating that? Okay. Because lashing out right now is not going to give you the results that you need. A lot of things are emotionally fueled, and you'd be surprised how many people have empathy if you just take the time to be vulnerable enough to share that with them. Okay? So, water signs, what I have for you is it's time to untether those thoughts and those emotions. Every emotion you have should not trigger a thought, and every thought that you have should not trigger emotion. Sometimes you just gotta let it come and go. Just let it pass through you like a river, sweetie. All right? That's what I've got for you guys. All right. Air signs. It's time to boogie. Okay. So we are gonna shuffle these up for my beautiful air signs. Okay. Get jiggy with it. All right, air signs. Aquarius, Libra, and Gemini. Yes. Okay. Spirit, what do you have for my beautiful, beautiful air signs? For my air signs. Spirit, you have, okay. Oh, first out, we have the Tower and Temperance. Air signs, it is some major shaking and baking and waking here, honey. These are major arcana cards, which lets me know that, baby, What's coming is inevitable. So it's easy to assume that this is gonna be negative, right? It's easy to assume that. It's easy because you see the Tower card, and I ain't gonna lie, you kind of just booty get a little tight, just clench together a little bit. Yeah, I understand, but I don't think it's that scary. Okay, I'm feeling with this Temperance and the Tower. So like I was saying before, the Temperance is Sagittarius energy, but it's also balance energy. It's also angelic energy. The Tower is a card that symbolizes some type of inevitable change. Okay, the change is inevitable. You can't really do much about it. Like it's coming whether you want it to or not. And this shift, I feel like, is going to offer you guys a way to level up. Okay, so it may be uncomfortable at first, and I mean, all air signs know about this, but Aquarius, especially as the signature of change, it may be extremely uncomfortable at first. However, if you take your time with these things, if you actually let it pan out without freaking out and going straight to worry, you'll actually realize that this works out for your benefit. And I know that seems, how does this gonna, listen, just take your time with it, okay? Let me see. Let's get some more out for my air signs, please, spirits. Okay, yeah, so, okay. We got 3 out, and I'm gonna read them, but I'm not gonna take them all. Actually, I'll probably just pull more. But these are the 3 we got out. So the 5 of Wands. So we got the Knight of Pentacles, Queen of Swords, and 5 of Wands. Queen of Swords is air sign energy. So definitely in our feminine bag with this one. But the 5 of Wands, this is typically a chaotic energy, but it feels competitive. It doesn't even really feel chaotic. It feels like you're winning over the competition. It feels like you're coming out on top. Like it feels like at first you may not have succeeded, but you tried and you tried again, honey. Okay. And there's a part of this that it happens. I think the change really is that it happens so abruptly. Like, I don't think there ain't no smooth transition to air signs. We know that. We know it ain't we usually don't get that. We don't get that. We don't get that luxury of smooth sailing. It's usually all or nothing. Burn it down or light it up. But let's get one more card. Okay. So we've got the 10 of Wands. So this 10 of Wands lets me know that there have been some things that have been being carried for a while. That is one thing that it says to me. But immediately, as I was saying that, I immediately thought that the responsibility, honey, you're about to get more responsibility. Okay? And for some of you, this is great. You cool with this. Y'all. For others of you, however, this is going to be uncomfortable because it is going to challenge your people personality. It is going to challenge your people skills. It is going to challenge your patience as well as your tolerance. Woo! Okay, but like I said, with this 10 of Wands coming out at the end, Wands are usually about career, passion, things like that. But from what I'm feeling with these major arcana cards, it just feels like the straw that broke the camel's back is finally in action so that we can really get to going. Okay, because we've been so focused on holding this load, we have not moved forward. We're not paying attention to the reality that is amongst us and how we've manifested these things, or how what we're working toward is manifesting in our reality. We're so focused on this load. So let's get one for the overall and really wrap this message up for you guys. Okay, so outright, I mean, in your energy, this is very air sign energy, but it's also important here to note that femininity, that I don't know if you guys can see this, that embodying that rationality as well as your empathy and that softness and that vulnerability, knowing when to use your wit and your words. Okay, I really feel like as this challenge arises, as this shift takes place, it is going to be something that requires something different or brand new of you mentally entirely. Okay? And your underlying energy just so happens to be the Death card. So something has come to an end. Something has already ended. Like the ending has already happened. But now it's really time to shift into what that ending made room for. Okay? So, air signs. I'm gonna give you the same advice I gave fire signs. Take it day by day, because I definitely feel like mentally you can get really caught up if you're not strategic about how you're monitoring your thoughts. If you let your thoughts impact your emotions in a negative way, where you start compartmentalizing or whatever the case, the moment you start compartmentalizing, you're thinking that you're boxing it away, but you're shutting down other parts of you as well. Okay, so instead of putting it in a box, really dissect it. See what it's trying to tell you. Take that information, utilize it, fuse it into your personality, throw it away. That's up to you. Okay, but really the kicker here is how you decide to maneuver through this energy shift, because the results of that are going to depend on you. Okay, so if it's chaotic, it's 9 times out of 10 mentally you were chaotic or you were just avoidant. Okay, so if you want this to be, because smooth, like I said, smooth sailing, we just don't have that luxury. But if you want it to be a bit easier while you're moving through this, stay grounded in the reality. Stay grounded in what you know to be true and not just what your emotions may be throwing at you. Okay? Things are shifting, things are changing. The changes that you want are coming as well. But like I said, you got to get some things out of the way. Endings have already been happening, but there are shifts still to be made. So that is what I have for you all. Thank you, air signs. Thank you, fire signs, water signs, earth signs, for tuning in with me. And until next time, bye.